Hey guys, welcome back to Python 101. And yeah, let's get started. So last time we finished the introduction to widgets, and now we're gonna keep talking. So widget basics. In this lecture, we will continue to build off our understanding of interact and interactive to begin using full widgets. So last time we were just taking baby steps. Now we're gonna take regular steps. What are widgets? Widgets are eventful Python objects that have a representation in the browser, often as a control like a slider, text box, etc. What can widgets be used for? You can use widgets to build interactive GUIs for your notebook. You can also use widgets to synchronize stateful and stateless information between Python and Java. So last time we kind of had a problem importing widgets. So I'm going to make sure I cover the whole widgets thing. So because this is my other computer, I don't have it on my thing. So basically I'm just going to copy and paste this part into there and you run it. Let me title it. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this was week 21, part 2-ish. Yeah, it is. Okay. So now that when we imported this, we can. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Repre. Widgets have their own display, Repre, which allows them to be displayed using IPython display framework. Construction and returning on an int slider automatically displays the widgets, or we're going to see it later, are displayed inside the output area below the code cell. Clearing cell output will also remove the widget. So let's go here and let's build something. So let's do widgets.int and then slider. Remember, you do camel casing. You run this and you get this thing that you slide. Oh, and it's from 0 to 100 because that's the standard. If you want to change it, that's going to be later. All right, so now that's display. You can also the function display. You can also explicitly display the widget using display something in the middle. So what I mean is just, so here we're gonna from ipython.display import display. Now if we run that and we go here, we're going to do w equals widgets.int slider, and then you can just display w, and you get this very complicated series of networks which you could just use with this thing. And yeah, let's keep going. So multiple display calls. If you display the same widget twice, the displayed instances in the front end will remain in sync with each other. You can try dragging the slider below and watching the slider above. So there's going to be two sliders, one above, one below, because that's how they're packed. So if you display you can try dragging here and it's going to be the same. And if you control the one bottom, it's still going to control the top. So yeah, that's that. All right, next up we have, so we're going to close a widget. How can you close a widget? Well, you just do close. That's simple. You do w.close. And now it's been closed. If you try to display w, it will give you that because it's closed. Oh, and by the way, if you get this error saying failed to display Jupyter Notebook widget blah 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 instead of int slider or blah blah blah, it means you have to watch my previous video. because there's two videos. PewDiePie. Okay. Okay, by the way, we have some very good news. Very, very good news. So this crazy guy got arrested. Jake Paul got arrested. Okay, that's very good news because that guy's literally an idiot. All right, moving on. All right, so now we're going to talk about widget properties. All of IPython widgets share a similar naming scheme. To read the value of a widget, you can query its value property. Similarly, to set a widget's value, you can set its value property. So w equals widget dot int slider display w. So here's our int. We can control the value. Well, we can call the value. It's going to give you 0. And then now, wait, hold on. W dot value. I'm not going to run it. I'm not going to run it. I'm going to change it to here. I'm going to run that. Oops. And it's going to give me 87. So, and then if I change that, it's going to change that. And if I do this. So basically, it changes around. It's not permanent, which is sometimes helpful, sometimes not. Next up, keys. In addition to value, like most widgets, share keys, description, and disabled. To see entire lists of synchronized stateful properties of any specific widget, you can query the keys properly. So what that means is you just do w.keys, and it's gonna give you this. So DOM classes, module, and that's that. So here's the value we used. Here's minimum, maximum, orientation, and all that stuff. All right, next up, shorthand for setting the initial values of widget properties. So while creating a widget, you can set some or all of the initial values of that widget by defining them as keyword arguments in the widget's constructor. So we do widgets.text, remember to capitalize text, and then value equals hello world, and then you can disabled equals true. Now if you do that, hello world, it's now that's kind of like those disabled in those video games. It's like disabled, you can't click on it. But if you do false, it's you can like it even looks alive. Now if I'm gonna copy and paste false versus true. So you see this is darker and this is like dead. All right, so linking to similar widgets. If you need to display the same value two different ways, you'll have to use two different widgets. Instead of attempting to manually synchronize the value of the two widgets, you can use the link or JSLink, which is JavaScript, function to link the two properties together. The difference between these is discussed in Widget Advanced. So below, the value of the two widgets are linked together. And by below, I mean here. So A equals widgets.float text, and B equals float slider. Make it a float slider. Now we're going to display A and B. Now we're going to do my link equals widgets dot JS link, and then you do A Oh, actually do 2 of those inside 2 of those. So a value and then b with another value. Oh, let's see. So has no attribute JS link. That's unfortunate. I probably forgot to. I spelled JS link wrong. Boom, there we go. So now you can link those. You can link those. That goes all the way to 100. And if you try to go up, it doesn't move because that's the maximum. So that's pretty cool. So basically it uses tuple unpacking in a tuple unpacking. And then if you want to unlink those, let me go here. So unlinking gadgets. Unlinking the gadgets is simple. All you have to do is call .unlink on the link object. Try changing one of the widgets above or after under unlinking to see what they can be independently changed. So you just do my link, which is this thing, dot unlink. Now it's unlinked because it doesn't give you any problems, and you do A, it won't affect B. All right. So that's that. I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna whoop. All right, so you know what's gonna happen next. All right, so we're gonna, you know where to go. Type in here I am, and here are the videos I launched like yesterday. Anyway, just do it. Just do it. All right, so thank you very much for attending, and I'll see you next time.